Today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious whipped ricotta and roasted beet appetizer. Now you can almost even eat this as dessert. It's so delicious with a little bit of honey, but it's a perfect appetizer or an easy weeknight dinner. So let's get started with roasting our beets. Now you can even do this the day before because you're going to want your beets to be chilled, but it's so easy to roast them even though they seem a little intimidating. So all we're going to have to do is cut the top of our beet off and cut the little tail of it off. And that's it. You don't have to worry about peeling these. You don't have to put any oil on, nothing. We're just gonna go ahead and place our beets that have been washed and scrubbed into our foil, wrap them up into a little tent, and that's it. You're gonna roast them. And you'll wanna wrap each beet individually. And for this, you're gonna use about 3 to 4 small to medium-sized golden beets. Now we're gonna roast those for 425 for about 40 minutes or so, and that's it. Once they come out of the oven, you can peel the skins off very, very easily, chill them, chop them, and we're ready to go. So we'll set our beets aside because I've got some already cooked for us here. And now we're gonna start putting together our ricotta. So I've got 1 container of ricotta here, and I'm gonna go ahead and use my stand mixer just because it helps get things a little fluffier. And we're gonna use some honey. Now, this is completely up to you how sweet you wanna do it. I recommend at least 2 tablespoons up to about 1/4 of a cup. And I kept it in my container there because it's so much easier to get out. So I highly recommend just getting a squeeze bottle one. That's a local raw honey. And we're gonna add a little bit of thyme and some sea salt. And as you can see, I've got my whisk attachment here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let this start to whip. So good. All right, it doesn't take long to whip it into creamy, fluffy deliciousness. Make sure you get all that ricotta off your whisk here, and that's all we gotta do. Our ricotta is whipped. We're just gonna go ahead and pour it out into our plate here. Now, I like to lay it more off to kind of one side. Make sure you're using a rubber spatula to completely make sure you get all that creamy deliciousness out of here and the honey. And we'll go ahead and set that off to the side there. And now we've got our beets, which have been chilled and chopped here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put those on the side. And that is it. It's such an easy appetizer that comes together. We're gonna go ahead and top it with some fresh nuts. Now you can use hazelnuts, pistachios. Just make sure they're kind of chopped and fine. Go ahead and sprinkle that on top of there. And of course, we're gonna finish it off with some fresh thyme. And that is it. It's so easy. As you can see, it came together so quickly once you roast your beets. The creaminess with the herbs and the honey is just a bite of heaven. It is so good. So you can find this recipe on my website. It's thetrailtohealth.com, and you can find other healthy and delicious recipes in my cookbook, Wandering Palette, which is also available on my website and Amazon as well.